All right, we're here in downtown Houston, about to race the Houston Marathon. The weather in the morning, so we're getting ready. Welcome to our what's in our race bag situation. It's a nice video talking about what we bring on our race bag. Thought it was funny, so we'll do it. The weather at 6 a.m. is 37 degrees, so pretty chilly, but not too chilly. Could be weird with wind, so have to factor that in. The race starts at 7 and it's 36, so that says it's getting colder, not warmer, from 6 to 7 a.m. and then back up to 37 to 8, 37 to 9 a.m. and around 10 a.m. is 41. So as the race finishes, it gets a little warmer. So we know that. We know it's kind of cold, but not too terrible. The wind gusts have been pretty bad today, so we're going to factor into that. So our race bag includes the following. Well, first of all, you got to have your race day shoes. I, of course, am using the Atreyu Artist, the carbon-plated racing shoes we developed. Very happy with them. This is a new color, which I'm sure we'll get a lot of comments on. I hope we do. I like them. They're pretty soft, springy. A lot of people are using carbon-plated racing shoe for race day and various training exercises these days. The race bib, obviously, went to packet pickup, got our packets. I am a bunch of letters, B5624. The race is January 16th, 2022. This is the 50th Houston Marathon. I'm really pumped to run it. There's a lot of people here, feeling grateful to be able to run the race. Let's see if we can make some sense out of nonsense here. I have doctored up a jersey. I'm gonna go out with a singlet tomorrow. It's not traditional. I usually like to race in a cotton tee, but I'm gonna try some new stuff tomorrow, and I'm gonna race in a singlet. So I got this little gold logo screen printed on. Feel good, look good, I reckon. And Body Glide is a staple. It's good, anti-chafe bomb. That's exactly what it is. So big fan of Body Glide or whatever. The butter brand is good too, but something to kind of ward off, you know, those long distance abrasions. I guess that's enough to say about that. I'm gonna use Martin. I'm gonna use a 320 drink mix in my bottle. This is an old bottle, so it's kind of a throwaway. I've been using it for a few years now, and I'd be okay with pitching it. I have a new bottle that I'm gonna put in my rotation. I'll use this down the road. That is in my bag, just in case this one malfunctions, but it leaks just a little to where I know that it's time to retire it. So I'm gonna fill it with Martin drink mix. There's about 79 grams of carbohydrates in here, so that technically should last me about an hour. And in that hour, I'll start to sprinkle in a few of the gels. I've got 1 or 2 caffeinated gels and go from there. I use the water bottle to kind of make sure that I don't drink it all first and then start drinking the gels. I use the water to kind of like wash down the gels. And so that's like my slow intake of fuel, so to speak. I don't like hitting the water stops. They kind of frustrate me and water gets everywhere. It's no good. That's gross. I'm gonna put a little base salt in the bottle as well, just for some electrolytes and kind of make sure that there is no cramping later in the race. So I like to get all the fuel in before. Of course, if you don't get your fuel in the first half of the race, then you can go upside down on your fuel in these long distance races, and it's really hard to replenish at the end. So might as well put some type of electrolyte, whether Noon tablets or something, or take the on-course nutrition, all of which typically has electrolytes in it. Got some sunglasses. I like running with sunglasses because if I'm throwing water on my face, it's just easier to kind of ward off kind of the splashes and stuff like that. Louder is better when it comes to racing. As an introvert, sometimes I gotta stand out a little bit with these ridiculous blue Oakleys. I like them though. They don't really get in the way and feel kind of light. Atreyu just developed this new running cap 1.0. I like it. It's a super lightweight, kind of poly material, perforated hat. I've been using it a lot, and just a lightweight cap for the day. Overnight, kind of using a football so I can like roll out my arches of my foot. Some recovery tools in the bag for sure the night before. I will be using my watch. This one's a Koros, and I like the battery life. Always make sure you charge your stuff. Bring a battery charger if your watch tends to die on you. In this case, this one's got a pretty long battery life, so I don't worry too much about it, but always don't forget your chargers and charger stuff. Got a little mini Theragun Mini. This thing is like pretty lethal, and right now, because it's at the end of training, the training block, like there were some pains and everything, but I just like to knock out the legs just that night before. Kind of go that route. So moving on to the clothing portion, we've got, now I like to overpack on this portion just a little bit. And again, we know that the race is around 36, 37 degrees, and it ends somewhere in the low 40s. We also know that there's a lot of wind, so I have everything in the bag to accommodate that. Things to pitch before a race: an old beanie that I wouldn't mind losing or donating if I had to, or throwing it to a family member, but just staying warm before the race. And also staying warm before the race, a little neck gaiter. This one's also seen its day. The theme here is that sometimes I bring clothes that I can pitch, or if I have to. Got some old arm sleeves that would be easy to put on or off with a singlet. If I need to take them off, if it gets too hot, it's easy, I can do that, shave that layer. And I brought an extra shirt just in case the weather were to drop, but I don't think it will drop, so doubt I'll need that. I like to pick my socks the day of, depending on how I'm feeling. I think I'm gonna go with the dark ones tomorrow. But yeah, more random. Sometimes I just grab some stuff. The extra arm warmer and some tights. I don't think it's going to be weather for tights, but again, if magically the weather were to drop overnight and the cold front were to turn on a dime or something like that, I always like to be prepared, because there's nothing like being too cold on race day. If anything, you can shave layers, but it's hard to pick them up if you don't have them at the start, obviously. I'll bring t-shirts and an extra shirt. That was kind of random. Maybe I shouldn't have brought those. I picked these gloves up from the expo. They're about $1.50. Lots of expos have them. I think it's called the National Running Supply, but they're at a lot of expos, and they typically have some type of pitchable gloves. You can get 2 pairs for like $3, and that's just pretty bad to the bone. So figure why not bring some pitchable gloves. And I like to run with a headband around my hand sometimes when it's warmer. I don't think it will be, but to wick the sweat, it's just easier. So I do like that option. If I'm taking it, the darker socks, in case I go that route. And here's some important stuff. Bring a bright red sweatsuit to wear in the very beginning. The reason I do that is to stay warm, obviously, and Hanes does an incredible job at like selling these things for very cheap. So I go with the bright red kind of sweatsuit, and you can say like I'll be the only person at the race wearing a bright red sweatsuit, and you can take it from me at that point. So going that route. And of course the weather, unless it's colder than like 32, I'm not wearing tights or running tights. I'm gonna wear half tights. I prefer the half tights over running shorts. I tend to chafe a lot more with shorts, so I go with the half tights, and I don't know, I just prefer them greatly over that. Other than that, I brought my overnight bag with my toothbrush and everything like that in it. and that's in my race bag. I think that can accommodate everything. And then I showed up. I'm gonna put on what I'm wearing today. I don't like to overpack on the other stuff. So when the race is done, I'm gonna come back, shower, put back on these clothes. Always bring some recovery slides. I'm a huge fan of UFOs. I'm just a big fan. I think they're amazing. Typically, if I'm not in my trees, I'm sporting some UFOs. And then, always one thing that I usually do is kind of walk through. I kind of scan my body from like my feet to my head, and I say, it's race day tomorrow. Let's just talk about the essentials. I got your shoes, yes. Socks, yes. Your shorts, yep. And a jersey, and a hat, and my glasses. And then everything else is kind of a luxury because you have all you need. You have your race bib. And then after the race bib, of course, everything is a luxury. So that's all my warmer gear, stuff that I can shave. And that's in my race bag. I hope this was helpful. I know it's very confusing. Sometimes I keep a checklist. I know it's a little bit different for triathlon. Marathon racing or road racing, running is so much easier to pack for than a triathlon. You can go with an overnight bag, get on a plane, go get a hotel, do your thing. Yeah, don't overthink it, don't overpack. Have your nutrition, have what you're gonna drink on race day. And I'm traveling with my girlfriend Lena, and she really thought ahead, so she's got her stuff, which she's about to lay out, her shoes. She brought an extra foam roller. And a really cool thing, which I think is the instant coffee move. And she brought a fellow
Show me that instant
kettle.
coffee again. I totally messed it up. I had the camera pointing at your feet.
So we use the 365 brand. It's just a quality instant coffee. If you don't drink, if you spend a lot of time in the morning trying to get your routine done, and you need a hack for it, and you need to buy 5 or 10 minutes, just get instant coffee. It's awesome. You can drink it cold, hot, whatever. So we're gonna go splurge a little bit, and we brought the kettle, and we're gonna drink some coffee and a quick little macro bar, a Go macro bar, and that's it. I don't like to eat too much before a race. I like to keep it pretty mellow, just prime the stomach for all the sugar that I'm about to eat for the next few hours. Hopefully tomorrow somewhere around the 3-hour slot. And that's it. Very comfortable room. Always good to plan ahead. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And next time we'll show you if we do anything else, what's in our bag for the next new thing. We'll catch y'all later.